So how many treatments would this require, Darren?
Another good question. Everyone's different. Everyone's got different traumas, different injuries. How long has that injury been there for? What is the lifestyle of that person like? Every single client is different. When people start up here in our clinic, we ask them to be prepared for 3 visits per week for the first 2 weeks, and then 2 visits per week for the following 2 weeks. However, what we find is a lot of clients are holding their adjustments really well soon after 1 or 2 adjustments. As we find they're holding their adjustments and their body is responding and healing itself and recovering, we're starting to stretch our visits out as far apart as we can, as long as that person maintains their adjustment and their health. This is a process of trial with each person, because everyone's different. We're going to work out an individual plan for every different person. I suppose an important point to consider is, well, but I'd like to be fixed. It's very common, including myself. I just want someone to fix me. But what I'm coming to realise is there is no fix. We're realigning the body, returning balance back to the body so the body can go through its natural healing process to heal itself. We're helping the body, returning to the body its own natural healing process. However, once we've damaged the structure of the body, a certain degree of weakness may remain in the body, even though it's in balance, and the body's in good health and wellness. It's still vulnerable if certain aspects of our lifestyle may knock it out of balance again. We still want to ride our bikes and play sport, and we're still going to get knocked around. And we have these weaknesses now in our structure that, well, to a degree remain there and may be vulnerable to certain things in our lifestyle that may throw it all out of balance again.
This is something that you don't know about, is it?
That's exactly right. We do our best to work with our clients to have them be aware of things that may make them come undone again. So the life that you live will very much affect how well you hold and maintain your adjustments. It all contributes overall. But as a whole, we're finding most people are holding their adjustments quite well. We're able to stretch their maintenance program apart as far as we can, whether it be 2 weeks, 1 month, or 3 months, 4 months for some people, 5 months for some people. Every now and then, some people just come in for a 6-monthly checkup. Don't recommend it. I believe people should come in a little bit more than that, just to maintain their level of health. But yeah, it will depend on each individual. Good question.
Yep.
But that's basically what we do. The types of conditions that come in the clinic, well, everything comes in. We certainly have the back pain, the neck pain, and people in pain. We have fibromyalgia. What can this help? Anxiety, depression. It may help with many different areas of one's health and well-being. Digestive problems, asthma, bedwetting problems. Once again, what part of the body isn't affected by the nervous system? So what we find, if we can have the nervous system functioning the best it can, any of the health ailments that a person may come into the clinic with has a better chance in resolving itself. Healing comes from within. That's an important thing to remember. If we can clear the nervous system and do it in the most precise, gentle way we possibly can, and have that nervous system working better, have the healing ability of the body working better, the body can go to work and resolve its own ailments. That's the beautiful thing about chiropractic care.
Yeah, if you give the body the right environment, then
very much so.
It stands a lot better chance of realigning itself. Very
much so. That's so spot on. Including the environment inside our mind, the environment we create by the food that we eat, and the environment in our daily activities and how we sit in the car in front of the computer. It all determines how well our body maintains its adjustments and its health. So, one other thing I'd like to share with you, David, we've pretty much focused on how the atlas bone and the head relationship is in balance. We also check the rest of the body after we do that adjustment to see if any other part of the body may need help in realigning underneath the head. So we go about looking at the body as a whole, realigning any other part we feel we may have to help the whole come back to balance. But most of the time the body is realigning itself once the atlas is back into place. The other thing we're starting to look at here in the clinic is, okay, we've realized how important it is to have the weight of the head in line with the atlas so that the nervous system may funnel down and into the rest of the body without any pressure placed on it. Mm-hmm. So it's a two-way communication system that's operating clearly and concisely. But what if through these knocks and bumps to the head and these accidents and traumas we've had through our life, what if it's actually knocked the skull itself out of balance? What we're coming to realize is the skull itself is made up of 22 bones, all interlocked, like Lego, all joined together by joints we call sutures, 22 bones that make up the skull. Now these joints, even though they lock in here, there's motion in them, there's very little motion. So these joints can move in and out like in an expansion joint in concrete. Yeah. So it allows for different temperatures and different conditions of the environment.
And fluid content or what have you.
And fluid content, and there's that little bit of give so that there's no stress placed on the system. But with the 22 bones that make up the skull, and they're all joined together by these sutures allow that motion to happen. But what if some of these knocks and bumps have actually knocked the alignment of the skull bones out of balance so that there's that little bit of twist in the skull and there's that bit of tension in these sutures, and these sutures are locking up and they're starting to lose that ability to move. This is an area we're starting to focus more on in the clinic as well, and looking at the head shape and the movement of the head itself. And it's proving to be very, very powerful. I'm pretty excited about introducing a technique called neurocranial restructuring into the clinic. We've started the process in here and getting some amazing results, and I'm hoping you allow us to share more about the neurocranial restructuring on another tape here. So thank you, David, for allowing us to share what we do, and all the best with your website.
And thank you so much for your time and your expertise, Darren.
It's a pleasure.
Okay.